Hi everybody and welcome back to some more Ride 3 here on this channel. Now in today's video we're taking a look at a new DLC pack that's just been released, and that's the Best of 2018 Pack 2. Now this comes with 5 new bikes and 10 new events, and we're going to be checking out all the bikes and all the events in this video today. So please don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Now let's get straight into looking at all the stats and the awesome machines. So let's get straight into it. So here we go. Right, so the first bike in this new DLC, the Best of 2018 Pack 2, is a 701 Supermoto, and this has an acceleration of 7.5, top speed 4.9, handling 6.9 and braking power 6.9. Let's have a quick look at the bike, and it does look pretty decent. I mean, I'm not a massive fan of Supermotos on this game, but you never know, this one might be really good, so it's worth trying out, and we will be trying the bike out in this video. So next up is a 790 Duke from 2018, acceleration 6.9, top speed 5.1, handling 6.9 and braking power 6.7. Now let's have a look at this awesome KTM. Now they always stick to that black and orange that you're used to seeing from the KTM, and I don't mind these sort of bikes. The naked bikes on this game are pretty decent. I've got a few in my garage, so adding another one is always good. So next up is an RBS #1. Right, let's check out the stats on this bike. So acceleration 6.9, top speed 6, handling and braking power 7.3. So it has decent braking and handling, which is awesome for this type of bike. And I think the naked bikes are pretty decent on this game. So I'm looking forward to trying this one out. Now, next up on this DLC is going to be an absolute blinder. And I cannot wait to try this one out. And it's the Norton V4 SS 1200. Now, this has an acceleration, top speed, handling and braking power of 9.9. So the stats are amazing. Now we're actually going to race this bike in this episode, and I just love the livery on this bike with the British emblem on the back. You cannot get better than that. Now I'm going to race this around a British circuit as well, and that will be at the end of the video. Right, let's move on to the final bike of this DLC, and it's the Yamaha XT1200Z II. Now the stats on this bike are acceleration 5.5, top speed 5.4, handling 5.6 and braking power 5.3. I'm not into really racing any of these types of bike. They don't interest me at all. But if you like Tourers, you know, it's okay, but I'm not into these sort of bikes. I just think they're big and heavy, not that great around the circuit, but it's to your own. So right, let's move on to testing out all these bikes in this DLC, but first up let's have a look at the new events that open up with the DLC. Right, let's have a look at the new events that open up with the new DLC for the new for 2018 Part 2. So I do believe there's 10 events and a chance to unlock another bike. So there is an event for every bike in the DLC, and yeah, some of these look really good. And we may do some of these in a live stream. Let me know which ones you would like to see. But we start off at Northwest 200, and that's one for the Norton. Oh god, in the wet as well, that will be tricky. Next up, oh, another one for the Norton, the Isle of Man. That's another awesome one. One for the Supermoto. So there is quite a variety of races for all the different bikes, and yeah, I might try some of these out. Some of them may be quite tricky, but yeah, that will be a good challenge. Right, so we're going to go straight into having a look at all the bikes, maybe just do a lap in like a time attack, and at the end of the video I'm going to race the Norton. So check that out, and don't forget to stay tuned. So let's get straight into looking at the first bike in this DLC. So here we go. Right, so here we go with testing out the Husqvarna 701 Supermoto from 2018. Now, I do see a lot of people racing these sort of bikes online, and I just wish Milestone would add some really decent Supermoto circuits. Some off-road circuits would be awesome. So if they want to put these sort of bikes on the game, add more circuits for these bikes. Right, let's see what this is like around the corners. Now, all these first experiences are on the default setup. And they haven't been upgraded either. As you can see, they've got the mirrors on and stuff like that. Just seeing what they're like, and hopefully you will enjoy them. I think out of the DLC bikes, there is 2 that stand out for me. and one of them I'm going to race in this episode. That's not too bad. It handles okay on the default setup, and these sort of circuits are okay for racing these bikes. The short circuits where you can get really close in around the corners. Haven't got really long straights because these don't have a great top end. Right, final corner, and yeah, this isn't too bad. It's another one to the collection. It saves me having to buy one. I think I've only got one anyway. So there we go. That is the Supermoto in this DLC pack, and now we're going to move on to the next bike. Right, so here we go with the KTM 790 Duke from 2018, and we're around Cadwell Park. Now, I'm a big fan of KTM bikes, and yeah, this is a good addition to the garage. So I will probably race this one. I do like these bikes. Right, that's not too bad. Again, oh, it handles okay. Doesn't feel too bad around those sharp bends. Again, this is a difficult for the suspension. Let's try and get the wheel up. Oh, this bike doesn't have a great deal of power for this category, but yeah, fully upgraded, I don't think it will be too bad. Right, let's see how it deals with this difficult corner. All the brakes don't feel too bad on this as well. Let's try and get the wheel up again. Final corner. Yeah, this isn't a bad bike. Overall, it feels okay. Acceleration isn't too bad as well. So that is the Duke from 2018. It brakes. There you go. And I've just dumped it on the ground. Right, let's move on to the next bike. Right, so here we are on the Yamaha XT1200Z. Now, like I said previously in the video, I'm not a big fan of these type of bikes. They're big and heavy, they're high up, not really for racing around these sort of circuits. But in real life, if you do a lot of touring, then these sort of bikes are perfect. But on a racing game, yeah, not really what I want to see. But I suppose when they've got to add a massive catalogue of bikes, they've got to include all the different types of bikes, and that is one of the types of bikes, Tourers. Right, let's see if we can just try and get the wheel up in this thing. These things will have a lot of power because they can go on-road, off-road and carry a lot of stuff. Right, let's see if we can just get nice and tight into that turn, and I must admit this one doesn't actually feel that bad. Better than some of the other ones that I've had a go on. Right, not too bad into that turn. Final corner. And that is the Yamaha. And I like the fact on the DLC they do try and add 5 different types of bikes as well. So they do give you a good variety on their DLC packs. Right, so I think we've got one more bike to look at, and then we go straight into the race. Right, so here we go. Right, so here we go with our first experience on the MV Agusta S1 from 2018. Now, the handling and braking power from standard was really good on this bike, so I'm expecting this one is going to be really good, and we will find out soon into that first corner. So here we go. Slow it down, turn it in, and yes, that was nice and smooth, no reaction. So I think with upgrades, this one is going to be fantastic. Let's see what it's like under heavy braking. Not too bad. Slow it down into the turn. Oh, it drops into the corners nicely. And you can tell straight away, just into the first couple of corners, when a bike is going to be good. And this one feels that way. And the acceleration isn't too bad on it as well. I think with upgrades, this one is going to be quite a favourite of mine. I do like these sort of bikes, and I've seen a lot of people race in this PP level as well, so this is definitely one to have in your garage. Right, it's coming to the final corner. We'll try and get the wheel up in the air if we can and do a wheelie. Right, and go. Oh, just didn't have the power to get it up, but I think once you upgrade it, it should be fine. Right, so we move on to the final bike in this DLC pack, and it's going to be a race, so let's get straight into that. It's going to be a cracker, so here we go. Right, so here we go with our first experience on the Norton V4 SS 1200. Now, this is an R1 category bike, and I'm expecting this one to be absolutely amazing. Now, we're around Branch Hatch GP circuit. We're because we're on a British bike, I thought, why not race around a British circuit? Right, let's see if we can get into that first corner and take a few bikes. Oh, nicely done, just turn in nicely. Now we're on the default setup as well. And into that turn, accelerate. Oh, it just drops into the corners nicely. Let's just be careful, we don't want to get taken out on these first couple of corners. And that wasn't too bad, and we're up to P4. Now this is only going to be a 3-lap race, and I will show you the full replay of the race as well. And I'm going to try and win it. I'm not sure whether I'm going to be able to, but we see. Oh my god, the power and the acceleration. We've managed to take 3rd place. Right into that corner again. Oh my god, it just drops into the corners so nicely. The braking feels superb as well. And again, nicely done. Just open the taps down this section. Now this is a tricky corner. Let's see how we do around here. Not too bad, and we just gave that bike a little bit too much room, and he managed to get past, and we just dropped a position. Right, let's open the taps again. The acceleration on this Norton's just absolutely brilliant. Again, we just left the braking a little bit late there, but again, the power of this bike seems to make you be able to recover nicely. Right, let's see how we can do down this section. Let's just try and hold it nice and tight and accelerate down the hill and try and avoid any contact. Right, slow it down, be good on the brakes. Well, we're going side by side with another bike, and we've given another bike an opportunity to get past, but we've managed to get back past him as we just managed to get a good exit out that corner. And again, nicely done into that turn, and we're in the lead. Are we going to be able to hold on to it though? Right, let's get it nicely turned in and open the taps again. This bike does accelerate really nicely, and we just managed to pull away, but let's just be cautious. We don't want to overdo it. This is a first experience, and I might end up crashing off if I push it too hard. Again, drops nicely into that corner without too much trouble. Like I said, I don't think you're going to have to alter too much. That was much better into that corner. Right, let's see if we can be a bit tighter into this one. Again, nicely, and accelerate out. Yes, this is awesome. Right, let's get a bit tighter into this one and just maintain that lead we've got. Right, so we've got one more lap to go. Let's see if we can win this in style. Right, let's get nicely tight in here. Try not to make any mistakes. And accelerate down the hill. That's nicely done. Right, be good on the brakes. Let's get a little bit tighter in than we did on the previous lap. Just back off the throttle, accelerate. Oh, look at that, a bit of a power wheelie. This bike does possess quite a lot of power. I think 215 brake horsepower. So it's not going to be hard to get the wheel up on this bike. Right, again, nicely done into that turn. Again, look at the power. Love it. It sounds pretty good as well. And let's see if we can just maintain the lead. Slow it down. We're probably going to let them catch up a bit, aren't we, by doing all these wheelies. But you get carried away. It is so good just coming out an exit of a corner and just pulling that power wheelie. Right, so let's make sure we don't make a mistake here. Nicely done round there. Oh, they're quite close. It seems to be a little bit quicker than me through those last two corners. And we're coming to the final corner. Let's not muck it up here. It's been a really good experience. I've really enjoyed this. And if you want to see more from this bike, let me know in the comments below. But I will leave you a full replay of that race. And there we go. And we take the win. What a first experience. Really, really enjoyed that. That is definitely the best bike out of the DLC. I knew it would be as soon as I saw it. And the fact that I've had a go on this on, I think it was the Isle of Man TT game. And I absolutely loved it on that. So, yep, it's an awesome bike from 2018, and it's definitely going to be worth getting just for that bike. Right, please enjoy the replay, and I will see you very, very soon.